Hey guys, Mark Holmes here in my workshop, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Well, I'm covered with dust. Jason Whitlock, does he talk about anything other than the Cowboys? Anything. Let's just listen in for a minute before I throw up.
So I think his intentions are to speak for Ezekiel, but they're not going to benefit Zeke in this situation. Look, if you're going to take a shot like that and your name is Marshall Faulk, put a silencer on it at least so nobody can see where this came from and can hear it. This is too much. This is so over the top. It actually undermines his credibility. That's not a bum. I don't care how bad you think Dak is. Oh, that's not what he said? He said,
oh, here we go.
He gets the contract. He's category in any respect. That's a prediction.
When he gets the contract. Come on, man. Come on.
That's saying it's going to be 30 degrees.
Hold on.
This is how I perceive what he said. We evaluate Dak Prescott now because he was a quarterback making no money, and he was like, man, considering all that, man, he's great. But if you watch Dak Prescott, now if he's making $35 million a year, and he's the exact same player, our perception of him is completely different.
Why? He's a second. He has
because that's what
second most.
Here we go.
He gets Pro Bowl.
Not in the Pro Bowl.
Have you been? That's because I like the Pro Bowl. They just wake up and get the Pro Bowl. You gotta do something.
Here we go.
Is he? Come on, man.
He didn't get the Pro Bowl because he's a substitute. His numbers help your arguments when it's for somebody you like. And his numbers, his actual numbers, quarterback playing numbers. Yes, they're good. They're average. Come on.
He's middle of the pack as a quarterback.
Like, really? Well, wait a minute. His numbers are better than Carson Wentz? And y'all not...
Wait, hold on. Carson Wentz, in his second year, okay, had, 33 touchdown passes, 7 receptions, they were 11 and 2 on the year. Don't stop with he's better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz was coming off an ACL injury and had an average, and had a Dak Prescott-like year.
Counts. I hear people say, well, I was hurt. Look, I lost my prime because of injury. Ain't nobody care, and me either. I don't want to hear, oh, yeah, I was hurt, I was come back. We grade record to record. We're going resume to resume in 3 years.
Resume to resume. Was Dak Prescott ever in the discussion of the MVP of the league?
Oh, God.
Not one second.
Where is Eric Mangini?
Where's
Eric Mangini?
I asked a legit question. Was he ever in the conversation of being the MVP of the league? Was Carson Wentz?
Yes, he was.
Yes,
he was. His rookie year.
Dak said he's going to be a bum, and now you want to make another forecast. If he didn't get hurt, he got hurt. Who knows what he's going to do those last
This stuff is crazy, man.
Was he a leading candidate to be
I don't think Marshall Faulk was speaking for Zeke. I think he was just saying exactly how he felt. Now, the fact that he's friends with Zeke and he's going out there, I can't add a lot into that, and I don't take a lot from that because just because you don't like my friend don't mean I can't be friends with you. So, I don't know.
I do think Marshall Faulk is
Here we
a
go.
smart man. He's a wise man, older man. He knows damn well, hey, I'm headed out to hang with Zeke, and then I'm going to call Dak a bum. He knows that's going to bleed on the Zeke. You got to know that.
Look, can we do it? Doug, we got a drum roll on this show, and it's called the Dak drum roll. You ready? I'm going to go Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott again, and you tell me who has the better of these numbers. Completion percentage. Dak. Passing yards. Dak. Yard for attempt.
Dak.
Interceptions. Who has fewer? Dak. Passer rate. Dak. Rushing yards. Dak. Rushing touchdowns.
Who would you rather have as your quarterback? Who would you rather have as your quarterback?
Dak.
Carson Wentz.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is a daily occurrence here on Speak for Yourself. It should be Speak for Yourself about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys because that's all they do. Now, here's the good news, at
I
least.
just need to show up in that. He ain't going to make the whole trip, though, because I know he's going to get hurt.
Okay, so you're doing the Tony Romo.
That's true.
What?
You have to understand that Marshall
Marshall
Faulk, Eric Dickerson, and Ezekiel Elliott are all rep by the same guy. Right? They live in this world
Okay.
where running backs are still the thing. Right? I love ED.
I have no idea who that is, so we'll decline it. They can leave a message. Okay, so
They're underpaid. We all got it wrong. Look, there's a market correction in this deal, and running backs are worth less. C.J. Anderson was on the couch on his third team in 1 year, and he came in and he was better than Todd Gurley. The Todd Gurley contract's a bad contract.
All right, so here we go.
Friends would love to get out there.
enough with these talking heads. I hope you guys tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be live streaming. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Zeke is allegedly coming back tomorrow to go ahead and talk about this thing. And Zeke Elliott has been quiet on social media throughout this whole thing. But he did retweet what Joe Thomas said. Basically, if you are a generational player or a guy who is the best in the business and you're signing a new deal, getting a second contract from the team that you are working with, then it should be a 10 to 15% increase in what happened before because of inflation. So Joe Thomas is basically saying the NFL has inflation, and here's the number. It is 10 to 15%. And actually, if you start looking from like Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo to Kirk Cousins to Matty Ice to then Aaron Rodgers and then to Russell Wilson, that pretty much holds about true because we kept going from 26, 28, 30, 32, 35, and so on. So there is a lot to that. Now, with Zeke Elliott, here's the thing that I'll say is Zeke, you're right in the course of what people are getting. But here's the thing that's battling against you, and that's the fact that you've had those off-the-field issues, okay? You had the allegations, which I still believe in, I'll go to my grave thinking that that was some questionable stuff getting suspended on it. But then there was Boobygate, where you pulled the woman's top down. There was, of course, in Akron, one of your boys had a gun and things that was there. And I'm not saying that these things are necessarily bad. And then the Vegas thing. So there's perception and then there's reality. Each of these incidences on their own aren't necessarily very much. The allegations, to me, like I said, you weren't charged with anything. You weren't charged with anything by the police, by the district attorney. To me, it didn't exist. Because we're seeing all these other guys who it doesn't exist because there was no charges or the charges were dropped. But you have the video of you pulling the woman's top down. Whether you were sleeping with her the next night, which we heard that you were, doesn't matter because it's the perception. And because they're hammering it home, this is the problem is you're fighting public perception. And maybe you just say, I don't give a damn, I'm going for the cash. And that is a possibility. But you are still fighting public perception. So where this goes, I don't know. I just want it to go. I just want to be done with it. And I want to move on to us talking about practice. Not a game now. I'm talking about practice. Dak Diss. They've gotten to the point where, I love it. It's got to the point where it's just Dak Diss. It should be the daily Dak Diss is what they ought to start calling this because that's what it really is. Oh. The thing I hope happens, I hope Dak disses all of them by winning it all. That's the way you diss them. Just keep brushing that thing off and keep doing you. Because you remember last year when they were talking about, the Cowboys are done, Dak Prescott. The Cowboys need to look for a franchise quarterback. And see, they were all wrong, which is probably part of the reason why they are so hell-bent on saying he's going to fail and hoping that he will, because then they can say, see, I told you I was right. But the reality is, more times than not, they're wrong. But hey, what do I know? I'm a dusty old dude doing construction work. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars. So, yeah. There's that. Tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be definitely talking about this and everything else that is the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to get these face frames put on here for E2 Blue. Try and see if I can get these things painted tomorrow before I go work on building a shed in West Virginia. And then get back in time for the game because I got to cook some chicken wings. And live stream. Damn. Oh well. I'll see you guys tonight, 9 o'clock. Be there.